Welcome to the Masked High Ball. This event is brought to you by Indivisible Rocks Resistance, honoring the Colorado way of life, freedom, accountability, democracy, equality, and environmental responsibility.
Hello, Resistance. This is Blue Leader Command, General Jeff speaking. This alert is coming to you from Rebel Base Roxborough. All wings report in. We have intercepted intel indicating that unfriendly forces are maneuvering to resume control of the county commission and destabilize valuable services and representation for the civilians in that sector. We must act now to protect democracy and promote the good of the people. This mission is codenamed the Masked Highball. All forces, don your sock puppets. Ready your cocktails, mocktails, and snacks. Raise your smartphones and prepare to move on my command. Engage, engage, engage.
Hi, I'm Roxy. Welcome to the Masked High Ball. Did you all hear that music? That was the incredible Sean McGowan. Thank you, Sean. Sean's going to hang around here and play a lot more for us throughout this event. So there's much more great music coming up. And I know all of you will want to hang around too, because we've got special guests like John Hickenlooper, Jason Crow, Phil Weiser, Janet Griswold, and more. Plus, we have great music, comedy, an incredible spoken word performance, plus candidates. We have two fabulous candidates, Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves, who are running for the two open seats on the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, plus a lot more candidates who have stopped by to endorse them and wish them well. We're going to show you how to support them by volunteering and donating to their campaigns using your smartphone. So everyone, keep your phones by your side and ready. And you'll see how easy it is to use our easy to give slides. In fact, anytime you see one of those black and white boxes with all the little dots and lines in them that they call QR codes, please use it to vote for any of the wonderful candidates who are featured here today and support them. Plus, we have a VIP after party for the county commissioner candidates. If you give $100 each to Lisa's and Darien's campaigns during this event, you'll get an invitation by email and can join them after this party for another party where you can talk with them directly, ask them questions, and get to know them better. But no matter how much you can give, or even if you can only volunteer, we've got a party for you right now. So get comfy. Did you fix one of our yummy cocktails or mocktails and a snack? Are you ready for takeoff? Let's go!
Hi everyone, I'm Dana Torpy Newman, the chair of the Douglas County Democrats, and I am so excited to welcome you to the Masked Highball. The purpose of the Masked Highball is to support our local candidates. Just know that any support that you give to our local candidates benefits the entire ticket. So as excited as we all are to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, know that any support that you give to Darien and Lisa and any of our other down ballot candidates positively impacts the presidential part of our ticket. Please, please, please support our local candidates. Even if, and hopefully when, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris get elected, we are still not doing well in Douglas County. We have a board of county commissioners that wants to withdraw from the Tri-County Health Department during a pandemic. It is crucial that we elect leaders like Darien and Lisa. So please support them. Thank you so much for coming, and hopefully we will see each other in person at some point in the near future.
Hi, Douglas County neighbors. My name is Deb, and I'm the founder of Indivisible Roxborough Resistance, also known as IRR. When we make plans for our virtual fundraisers for local Democratic candidates in Douglas County, we are mindful of the many needs that exist in our community due to COVID-19 and other life-crippling circumstances affecting so many today. For example, during our first event, we partnered with the Food Bank of the Rockies and raised over $2,600. Today, we are partnering with the University of Colorado Hospital Foundation, and specifically the Healthcare Worker Emergency Relief Fund. This fund has been set up to provide short-term financial assistance to eligible UC Health employees who might be experiencing severe financial distress in times of crisis. The fund also supports expanded employee counseling, resiliency training, mental health support and therapy, and self-care. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, this fund has never been more important. Please strongly consider donating to this fund and show your support for those who work tirelessly to provide care to the citizens of Colorado during this extreme time. Thank you.
It is exhausting, but it is also exhilarating. But this is exactly what we trained for. We've got a job to do, and we're the people to do it.
I will say I've never seen more teamwork, more support of each other than I have right now. It is nothing but trying to figure out how do we get through this together.
We care so much. I'm going to be an advocate for a patient today, and I'm going to try and put a human touch on this whole situation.
Patients that are vented can still respond and follow commands, and they get teary-eyed when they hear family. There are some families that say, can I call at the same time every day? And the answer is yes. We all find hope in the fact that we are seeing patients go home, because we know that for every discharge here, there's another discharge somewhere else. And if patients are going home to recover, then there's hope that we can get through this.
Hey, superhero.
Hi, Griffin.
I like your mask.
Thank you.
I know a lot of superheroes in hospitals who wear masks just like you.
You do?
I do! But sometimes those superheroes need help, like with extra money to help their families out, or some extra money for clean mess, and even sometimes when they need help and need to talk to someone when they're a little bit sad.
I got an idea.
That's a great idea, CJ! Please donate just like this superhero.
Hi everyone, this is Ron, co-founder of Indivisible Rocks Resistance. Please join us to help raise funds for the Giving CU Healthcare Worker Emergency Relief Fund. Here's an easy to give slide that you can use to support these brave heroes right here in Colorado who are saving lives and caring for your fellow citizens, friends, and neighbors. If you have an Apple or Android smartphone, just open the camera and aim it at the screen as if you were going to take a picture of the code. If you have a different brand of smartphone, you may need to have a code reader application downloaded for this to work. In most cases, your smartphone camera will see the code and bring up the link for the Giving CU Healthcare Worker Emergency Relief Fund website. You can click on that link to make a donation in any amount you choose. If your smartphone isn't cooperating, just take a picture of the website URL on this screen so you'll have the web address and can type it into your web browser later. Our frontline healthcare workers need our support, so please do all you can. And when you click on the Gift Now at the bottom of the page, you'll see a comment box. Please type in Masked Highball. Let's work together to bring healing every way and everywhere we can. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for this important event. My name is Sean McGowan, and I'm going to play one of my favorite American jazz standards for you right now. This is by Miles Davis from his seminal Kind of Blue recording. This is his composition, All Blues. But for tonight, and also for the sake of the general election coming right up, I've decided to amend the title to All Blue. I hope you enjoy it.
Wow, that was great, Sean. That was some amazing fingerstyle work.
Thanks, Roxy. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here too. And nobody told your right hand to stay over the pickup, right? You move all over the fretboard with that.
Thanks, it's a lot of fun. My hands kind of have a mind of their own once I start playing.
I'm glad they do. And now I feel kind of blue too. I'm excited that you're going to play some more for us later on. And did you see all the other great talent we've got lined up?
I sure did. It's an amazing lineup.
I understand one of them is a friend of yours, the amazing Raj Dulari.
She is amazing. You're going to love her song. I had the good fortune of playing a gig with her right after she moved to Denver, and she's been really lighting up the scene ever since. So you're going to love it.
Yeah, and it's a song that we all saw on the Democratic Party convention too, done by its author, John Lennon, and Common. But Raj Dulari's version rivals theirs, I promise. And we have a Tony-nominated drama desk and Olivier Award-winning Broadway actress, Carla Burns, who has prepared a special song just for this event. Plus, spoken word artist Kaya Cockrell, the comedy ensemble Improvity, and Denver's own Trujillo Company. So much fun in store. And Sean, do you know why this event is called the Masked High Ball?
I have an idea, but tell me so you can clarify it.
Wow, we were already supporting Lisa and Darien in their campaigns for the 2 open seats on the county commission. But when the current county commission decided to separate from the Tri-County Health Department in defiance of the recommendation that everyone should wear masks in public, we knew we had to do more to get a county commission we can count on. So we decided to get everyone together, have some fun, and raise some funds to help these candidates win. And speaking of candidates, Jennifer Mitkowski is in the house, and you can chat with her in the chat. And anyway, that's how the Masked Highball was born.
Hey, have you seen the video on Lisa Neal Graves' website that shows what the Douglas County Commissioners do?
Yeah? What about it?
Well, the commissioners are supposed to protect the health, welfare, and safety of the residents of Douglas County.
Of course. What's your point?
Well, based on their recent actions, I question that the current board members are protecting our health and safety.
You mean because they wanted to opt out of the Tri-County Health Department's mask mandate that would protect us from the spread of the COVID-19 virus?
Yes, the current board not only opted out of the mask mandate until Governor Polis required them statewide, they also supported restaurants and businesses who wanted to reopen as early as Memorial Day.
That's pretty reckless, knowing that public health and medical experts believe that mask and social distancing reduces the rate of infection. Unlike Darien and Lisa, they're ignoring the experts.
They sure didn't seem concerned about the workers in those businesses. I wonder if their tune would change if, as public officials, they would be held accountable for the spread of the virus if it was traced back to those places of business.
You know what else bothers me? They want to leave the credible and thoughtful Tri-County Health Department to create one of their own.
Doesn't it save Douglas County taxpayers money to share health services with Adams and Arapahoe counties?
Of course it does. And apparently they don't even have a replacement plan so citizens can compare costs. That seems irresponsible.
Besides that, since they don't pay attention to medical experts, who will want to work in their health department?
You got me. It's pretty clear that Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson are great candidates for Douglas County Commissioner.
If you want your health, safety, and welfare protected, vote for Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves. They deserve our votes.
I'm Denver. Let me introduce you to Colorado next U.S. Senator, John Hickenlooper.
Hi, everyone. I wish we could all be together in person tonight, and I hope to see all of you soon on the road as we tailgate across this state. You all know how much is at stake in this election, and I am more fired up than I've ever been about any race. This race is so important, and it is so important to beat Cory Gardner, to beat Mitch McConnell, and to beat Donald Trump. Lord knows it's been a painful year for our country. Our lives have been turned upside down, and families across the nation are struggling like never before because of the coronavirus. Our community is engaged in the fight of our generation, the fight to dismantle systemic racism and build a more just society. Times are tough right now. During this time of crisis, the White House has fanned the flames of bigotry and hatred, and Senator Gardner has stood quietly by. But at every tough moment, Colorado has always met the challenge of our times. When I was governor, we faced mass shootings, natural disasters, and the Great Recession. But we always recovered. And we brought our economy from 40th in job creation to the #1 economy in this country. We built a more just society, supported by our dreamers, and we expanded Medicaid. And we passed gun safety measures and quickly rebuilt our communities after one natural disaster after another. I know we can come back stronger than ever from this time as well. But we need to change Washington first. To change our health care, to address climate change, to create jobs, and to achieve social justice. To do all these things, we need to change Washington. By supporting Donald Trump 100% of the time, Cory Gardner has shown he won't do it. I'm asking for your vote to be our next U.S. Senator because I am determined to lift the voices of Coloradans to fight for what is right. I need your help in making sure we are reaching all Coloradans so we can all be part of this movement to once and for all to fix Washington. This movement also starts here in our very own community. It is why I am so proud to endorse Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves, two outstanding candidates for Douglas County Commissioner. Their voices and experience will be critical to building a more just future. I hope everyone has a great night. I wish I was there in person. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Aubrey and I am a senior in high school. Much like the women you are going to be hearing about tonight, I too have taken on leadership roles. I serve on the South Suburban Parks and Recreation Youth Commission and am co-captain of my high school speech and debate team. Last summer, I attended the National Student Leadership Conference at American University in Washington, D.C. With a focus on political action and public policy, we took part in a mock presidential campaign. After winning my Democratic primary, I was honored to be elected as their president. It was also pretty fun to beat my Republican challenger. As a young woman with hopes of pursuing a career as a public servant, the role of women in leadership is of utmost importance. It is impossible to look up to what isn't there. Being able to see women in roles of influence can break stereotypes and unlock career ambitions for girls who might have been intimidated by male monopolies in business, STEM careers, and especially in the halls of government. Two female candidates for Douglas County Commissioner, Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves, provide a shining example of women who inspire others and can, when elected, address some of the most serious issues facing communities right now. Their priorities for economic growth and development, especially for small businesses and with a focus on employment, is critical amidst the economic downturn during the current COVID crisis. Both will fight for sensible gun laws, which as a student shows that they care for my safety and my future opportunity. The same care for my future is seen with their passion for sustainability and conservation. Colorado is a beautiful state and deserves to remain so for generations to come. These candidates will make some first-rate positive changes to their individual districts and to Douglas County as a whole. I know that I am too young to vote myself, but these candidates are definitely worthy of your vote.
Wow. Thank you, Aubrey. Aubrey, if you're in the house and watching the chat, talk to people, someone may want to hire you. We have lots of other candidates in here too. I noticed that Ian Chapman just sauntered in with a nice ice-cold beverage, and also Ike McCorkle and Katie Barrett. You can talk to them in the chat, ask them questions, and they can post links if you want to know how to reach them. But now it's time to welcome our two featured candidates, Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves. Hi, you two.
Hi.
Roxy.
Hi, Roxy.
Wow, I know everyone wants to hear from you. So why don't we start out with a quick answer from each of you to this question. Why are you running to serve on the Douglas County Board of Commissioners? Let's start with you, Lisa.
Thanks, Roxy. I really appreciate it. This is such a cool evening. Thanks so much for all that you're doing. Roxy, I'm a problem solver. My desire to solve the traffic problems, the communications infrastructure issues, and the lack of strategy to address our water concerns really served as the impetus for me entering the race. And I'm running to use my competencies to create a better future for our county. Having actively engaged in statewide politics when we were electing Phil Weiser as our Attorney General, and having served as his Chief Innovation Officer, I witnessed firsthand how my competencies and my ability to support strategic directions for our county are incredibly significant, can add significant value for our state and local government. With more than 25 years of business experience and more than half of that as a practicing attorney, I know that I can actually make a difference. The pandemic, however, has really strengthened my resolve, and it's a great opportunity at this moment to serve our county. So over the past several months, we've seen our county commissioners make policy decisions that support 20% of the population as opposed to the 80% that really do support wearing masks. We've seen them give notice of their intent to cede from the Tri-County Health Department without a plan and without a listening tour to hear from those that would be most impacted from them. These are recent issues, but we also have
instances of other irrational decision making where even in support of our Republican elected sheriff was supporting our extreme risk protection order, they decided to declare Douglas County a sanctuary state for those who have mental illness and want to keep their weapons. They even went as far as to support a recall of our sheriff. And oh, by the way, I should note that my opponent supported each of these as well. We deserve leaders that are disciplined in their decision making, not managers of status quo. We need leaders who understand they're responsible for all of Douglas County residents and not just those who agree with their ideation. I know that we're in the midst of a challenging time, but as business leaders, Darien and I understand the importance of a strong economy. We know capitalism and social responsibility are not mutually exclusive. Our platforms are focused on solving these problems and more. And we know that we are here to support all of the residents of Douglas County, and we want all of our residents to thrive.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. And Darien, why are you running to serve on the Douglas County Board of Commissioners?
Thank you, Roxy, and thanks, Lisa. Awesome job. I got into this race because the quality of life here in Douglas County is second to none, and I want to make sure it stays that way for future generations. It's really beautiful here, but it seemed like people were angry. And then a school shooting was the last straw that led me to run for office. After 8 years of chaos and fighting over our school district, our community was divided, and I wanted to bring people together. So health and real representation were my priorities from the start. And then a pandemic happened. Who knew? And now we need people who want to bring people together more than ever. We need steady, sensible leadership. Leaders like Lisa and me. To quote Michelle Obama the other day, my opponent cannot meet this moment. She can't be who we need her to be right now. It is what it is. Lisa and I are eager to represent the brilliant voices in this community, the doctors, the public health professionals, the business leaders and scientists, young people and retirees. So many people in this community have information that can help us rebuild. This is a team effort though, and so I'm so grateful to all of you for being on this call today and for all the artists who've shared their wonderful work with us, because we can't do it without you. So thank you.
Thank you, Darien. We'll be hearing a lot more from these two this evening, so stay tuned.
Kira Storjev, and I'm the candidate for Colorado State House of Representatives in the Parker-Lone Tree area, District 44. And I'm excited to support Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson for County Commissioners of Douglas County. I believe they will bring common sense, which we so desperately need in this area. And remember to vote up and down the ticket. My website address is Kira4Colorado.com. And thank you for watching the Masked Highball Fundraiser.
When the glory comes, it'll be ours, it'll be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, 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 glory. Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon formed against, yes, glory is destined. Every day women and men become legends. The sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is the rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, his spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we women and man up. They stay down, and we stand up. Shots, we on the ground. The camera pan up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up.
One day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Oh, glory, glory. Now the war is not over, and victory isn't won, and we'll fight on to the finish. Then when it's all done, we'll cry glory. Oh, glory, glory.
Summer is now for every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They marched with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, heroes, to become our hero. Facing the League of Justice, his power was the people. Enemy is lethal, a king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald eagle. The biggest weapon is to stay peaceful. We sing, our music is the cuts that we bleed through. Somewhere in this dream we had an epiphany. Now we right the wrongs in history. No one can win this war individually. It takes the wind of our elders and young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory.
One day, when the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Oh, glory. When the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure. Oh, glory. Yeah. Glory. Yeah. Glory. Oh, glory. Glory.
Thank you again, Sean. Isn't he great? Everybody give him a round of applause. And how about that Raj Talari's version of Glory? We got it as soon as it came out of the mastering room. We've still got lots more good stuff coming up, and my sources tell me that it's not too late for you to get a spot at the VIP after party, where you can talk to Lisa and Darien in a Zoom meeting where everyone gets to ask questions and hear from these two candidates. All you have to do is make a $100 donation to each of them when you see those little QR code thingies come up the next time. And that gets you a ticket to the after party. So don't forget, next time you see their pictures and those funny little codes on the screen, make a $100 donation to each of them and you can hang out with them in a smaller group after this party is over. But speaking of this party, we got a lot more fun coming up. We've got more great music, comedy, more from the candidates, special guests like Phil Weiser and Jason Crow. And speaking of special guests, here's a really special guest, Colorado's own Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold.
Hi, this is Jenna Griswold, Colorado Secretary of State. I'm so happy to join you remotely. First off, I want to say if you are not registered to vote, or if you need to update your registration or just check it, go to govotecolorado.gov right now. That's more important than what I have to say. So make sure to get registered. It's so important. Colorado has one of the most accessible election systems in the nation, and the most secure, by the way. It's pretty straightforward. Under the Colorado election model, you register to vote, and then you get a ballot mailed to you, and you can vote it right at home and return it to one of our hundreds of drop boxes via the mail or even at an in-person polling center. You can also go and even register and cast a ballot right on election day in person, or also all through early voting. So that's pretty good. It's pretty accessible. We have seen a rise in the rhetoric of voter suppression coming straight out of the White House. The president has been telling lies about vote by mail. He's been attacking the Postal Service. He attacks drop boxes. If it's part of an accessible election, you name it, he attacks it. But I want you guys to know that I will always fight to protect our rights and the right of all Americans to access the ballot box and exercise their constitutional rights. And we are pushing back. Here in Colorado, we're going to have a great election. We just set a turnout record during our state primary in the middle of the pandemic. I expect high turnout again, but that depends on every one of you. So please make a plan, make sure that you know how you're going to cast your ballot, and if possible, participate in early voting and just get your ballot in early. So thank you so much for everything you do in your community. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay engaged, and I hope to see you all soon.
Hey, this is Sean Sindelman from the Douglas County Democratic Party. We want to make sure that every voice is heard this election, so be sure to register to vote. Here's a QR code that you can use to get registered. Just point your smartphone camera at the code on the slide and you'll see a link. Tap it and it'll take you to a website where you can register now, or just type govotecolorado.com into your browser. Even if you're already registered, it's a good idea to check and make sure everything is accurate and up to date. So register to vote, or check and update your registration now. Every voice matters, every vote matters. Make your voice heard by registering to vote and turning in your filled out ballot right away to avoid delay.
Hi, I'm Katie Barrett, and I'm running for House District 45 out of the Castle Rock area. I'm very excited to be here tonight to support my friends Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves. These are two smart, powerful women who will bring much needed change to the Douglas County Commissioners. Make sure that you're voting up and down the ballot to include everyone in your selection. Thank you so much for attending the Masked High Ball, and to learn more about me and my campaign, please visit votekatieforcolorado.com. Enjoy your evening.
Hi, my name is Emily Suyat. I live in Parker. I'm here today to talk specifically about Darien's race and her opponent, incumbent Laura Thomas. Douglas County Commissioners are in charge of our health, safety, and welfare. They have a budget of $463 million, our tax dollars. Let's see how the candidates line up. Laura Thomas voted to terminate our county's contract with our health department during a pandemic and a recession. She said in a town hall that this decision was made without a feasibility study or any idea of how much it would cost the county to start its own health department. Darien, on the other hand, wants to reestablish our relationship with Tri-County because a reliable and effective health department is critical during a pandemic. Laura Thomas's idea of school safety is to allow teachers and school visitors to be armed if they wish, and she's very vocal about this. She also voted not to enforce Colorado's red flag law in Douglas County. Darien knows that research shows that guns in classrooms introduce more danger, not less. She supports our red flag law and has advocated for common sense gun laws at the Capitol for years. Laura Thomas calls the Black Lives Matter movement Marxist and a threat to our constitutional republic. Darien doesn't ignore the racism in Douglas County, and she knows it must be condemned and addressed. When Laura Thomas was Douglas County coroner, she released key details about a double homicide after the sheriff had asked her not to, because no arrest had been made and the investigation was ongoing. When the sheriff asked her to delete that information, she said she'd do it only if he gave her access to the vending machines and the gym in the sheriff's office. She admitted this. This is real. You should look it up. Laura Thomas thinks that climate change is a hoax. Darien doesn't. Laura Thomas spreads misinformation about COVID-19, such as masks make healthy people sick and children can't contract or transmit the virus. On the other hand, Darien's been hosting discussions with experts on COVID-19 and the plan to safely reopen schools. She knows leaders must provide accurate information. Laura Thomas's leadership bears little relationship to facts, science, and safety. Darien has years of experience as a small business owner and a community builder. She's a listener who seeks input of experts and Douglas County residents. Who do you want to be in charge of our health, welfare, and safety? Someone who makes decisions based on politics and a worldview informed by conspiracy theories? Or someone who faces challenges with factual information and community input? The choice is clear. Vote Darien for Douglas County Commissioner.
Somebody made a comment that said, enough nonsense, we need mom sense. I like that. I might make that my slogan. Thank you. So the editor of Colorado Community Media, which is the Highlands Ranch Herald and the Parker Pony Express, recently said, whatever this race was about before, this is what it's about now regarding Tri-County Health. And I agree, but I also think the Tri-County Health is a microcosm for the contrast between our choices this fall. America and our county are at a fork in the road. Who are we? Our leaders are a reflection of who we are. This November, we can choose between leaders who follow medical advice to protect you and your family from the virus, or those who fight with public health experts and spread conspiracy theories. We can choose between leaders who will make your health their top priority, or those who will prioritize the freedom of the small number of people who are still refusing to wear masks. We can choose between leaders who are fiscally responsible, or those who would leave the health department during a pandemic with no idea of what it would cost in a temper tantrum over masks. We can choose between leaders who are sensible, pragmatic, and practical, or those who are so ideological that they leave millions of dollars in state and federal funding on the table. We can choose between leaders who believe they represent your voice and you, or those who think you elected them to make decisions for you without your voice. We can choose between leaders who have friends and endorsements from people across the political spectrum, or those who live in an ideological echo chamber. We can choose between leaders who build community and those who tear it down. Our country is not well, and the prescription for our microcosm is the same as the one for this country. We need empathy, resilience. We need listening, humility, self-reflection. We need leadership and kindness and anti-racism. What we need isn't about political parties, it's about values, caring for one another. So thank you for caring so much about our community and our country that you're here tonight. We feel you supporting us, and it makes this journey possible. So thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Carol Steele from Roxborough. This easy to give slide can be used to help elect Darien Wilson to the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. For most smartphones, all you need to do is point the camera at this screen and a link will come up. Tap it and you'll be taken directly to a web page where we hope you will chip in a few bucks. If you have another kind of smartphone, you may need to open a code reader application first, and then it works the same way. Or you can just take a picture of the web address here on this slide, so you'll have it and can type it into your web browser. Please help fund Darien's run for a seat on the Douglas County Commission. Even if you can't donate right now, please sign up to volunteer so we can have a county commission we can count on.
Hi everybody, my name is Jennifer Matkowski and I'm running for state representative in House District 43, Highlands Ranch. I am supporting Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves because I know that they will listen to their constituents of Douglas County, and I know that they won't play political games that risk the health and safety of our citizens. Please join me in supporting their campaigns and join me in supporting my own campaign, www.genforcolorado.com, and thank you for coming to the Masked High Ball.
Hi, my name is Kaya Cockrell. The title of this piece is Black Women Relate. Underneath, we are the same skeleton, and the only difference is I am dipped in heavenly melanin. I am not insecure. Nor am I ashamed of the braids I wish to be straightened in every special occasion from before, when white beauty was considered the only right beauty before Instagram influencers paid to look to me. I was seeking validation from others who looked nothing like me but wanted to. Plump lips used to script words of wisdom and fall into your ears. My voice is the very coping mechanism that brings definition to soul, to love. I am a Black woman. I've never known ugly. I am the nourishment that encourages the progression and collection of communities to form unity. I am the very person you've attempted to replicate at some point with plastic surgery, forming your tongue to slur words used to be in your defensive murder of me. The acrylic nails and hoops and excessive lip gloss, the protective styles that became trendy, this isn't what offends me. I am offended by the very denial that my life matters. Just as much as the love for my culture is shown, I want you to love me without exchange or payment of my blackness. I'm fresh out of N-word passes to give you. I've watched you beat me down constantly just to get up and forgive you. Black women are the very religion and goddesses that you should give into. We will save you. We will pave ways for you. If you kill us, I would be afraid for you because no one will ever fight for you like we do. We perform miracles simply because we need to, and we need to, but we put that pain aside that we feel, struggling ourselves because we want everyone to heal, juggling the internal battle of what is beauty when Black women are seen as sassy, moody, and rudely demanding, when in reality we are simply outstanding. And when we are alone, you will be alone, outstanding. And no one will be with you, and you'll understand our gift to make love out of hate, to show pride in our race, and to be alive amongst the hate. Thank you.
I'm Denver. I didn't get no hair and makeup. I bet you this guy did. He Colorado Attorney General, Phil Weiser.
Hey there, Douglas County. It's Phil Weiser, your Attorney General. And I am sorry that I'm not with you virtually, as it were, but I wanted to let you know how excited I am for the races this fall. Because just governance is on the ballot. That means, are the people governing us in this to serve? To ask what's best for the people, or are they playing political games? That's the question to Douglas County voters. Leaving Tri-County Health is an act of irresponsibility to make a political point. Not backing up Sheriff Tony Spurlock, who's committed to public safety, is playing political games. In Darien and Lisa, you've got the dream team. You've got two dynamic individuals who are accomplished in business, committed to public service, and who care about people. That's what I want in my leaders. That's why I'm so excited to be all in to support them. And the work that you're doing to help them is going to make a difference, not just for Douglas County, but Colorado. So thank you all for your engagement, and I'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Corrington, and this is my brief but spectacular take on why I support Lisa Neal Graves for Douglas County Commissioner. Her strong education, life experiences, solid business background, and traditional values are what Douglas County needs now. Lisa has a platform for moving Douglas County forward based upon 4 tenets that she's found personally and professionally successful. innovation, community, sustainability, and the future, she takes a truly bipartisan view of how she would approach the job of County Commissioner. Lisa recognizes that it is critical for us to have a pandemic recovery strategy that includes creating new jobs while retaining the character and culture of our county. She understands that as one of the 10 wealthiest counties in the nation, Douglas County still has families of working poor in our community who don't access services. In fact, she's already organized a monthly countywide food drive to help meet those needs. Lisa believes in consulting with experts to solve issues, and her innovative mind is already working on a plan to support a sustainable balance between our residents, open spaces, and wildlife. Lisa looks to the future through all citizens' eyes, including Douglas County youth. She's involving them today to ensure that we understand the issues and concerns that are important to them. She listens. Her opponent, George Neal, couldn't be more different. He's supported by the Rocky Mountain Gun Owners Association. As a town councilman, he voted for open carry of weapons in Castle Rock, and he wants to make Douglas County a sanctuary from Colorado's red flag law. In the midst of a pandemic and recession, George wants to pull Douglas County away from its well-established Tri-County Health Department to build our own health system from scratch. That's costly and short-sighted. He boasts of his very close relationship with Cory Gardner and is very proud of being a Trump supporter. Need I say more? I encourage you to go today to lisanealgraves.com to get better acquainted with Lisa's vision for the future of Douglas County. She has my vote, and she needs your vote too.
Hey, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. I'm over the moon excited about the fact that you're here. The entertainment tonight is amazing, and it's just a remarkable event that has been put on by the Roxborough Resistance. I am so grateful. I'm here to make a case for why me as Douglas County Commissioner. I'm an executive leader with strategic vision and the ability to roll up my sleeves and participate in getting real work done. I'm not a manager of status quo who pouts and makes irresponsible decisions when things don't go as expected. I'm a disciplined decision maker, and I research issues and decisions that I need to make. I look at facts, I consult with experts, and I represent via communication those who would be impacted by the decisions prior to announcing a plan, not one that makes a decision out of anger and then has to walk them back behind the scenes. Many have asked about my academic background. It bears a brief explanation. You see, my great-grandfather was a slave and not allowed to learn. My grandfather, who I love dearly, had a 6th grade education because as a sharecropper, his parents had to prioritize work over education. But my grandfather knew that without education, dreams would be foreclosed. So he made sure each of his children, my dad and all of his siblings, were not only high school graduates, they graduated from college with degrees in science, engineering, and math. My dad, as one of the members of the initial cohort of Black engineers hired by IBM in Boulder, made sure that I was ready to lead for such a time as now. He encouraged me to do whatever my heart desired, as long as it was in engineering and math, and supporting disciplines, of course. As a result, I am with you today, asking for your support, not because I'm a Black woman, but because I am a competent, qualified leader that cares about this county, and I want to make sure that our county has a better future. I want to help us leave this county better than we found it for our next generation. We are at a moment that truly matters in our nation generally and our county specifically. While our county commissioners have been silent or complicit in the racial disparities facing our residents of color, they have also conflated Black Lives Matter with an anti-law enforcement effort. This couldn't be further from the truth. This movement, started by our youth in this county, is a voice of reason that says all lives matter, All lives will matter when Black lives are included in the all. I personally support law enforcement and will continue to work with our sheriff and our local police chiefs to ensure that law and order, and more importantly, peace, persist for all county residents. During the DNC, our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, reminded us that our children are watching. And how we manage through this movement will make all of the difference in the world in their lives. She asked, what would you tell them you did during this movement from now on and when you look back in history? I hope that you will tell them that you supported the efforts to demonstrate that Black lives matter, not performatively, but you acted and engaged in electing a leader whose family lineage is proof that Black lives matter. When you look back in history, I want you to tell your children that you made a difference by supporting and electing leaders that help to make our county move forward. I hope that you will feel proud of the decisions that you made, not only to support Darien and I, but to make sure that the efforts and the investment that you're making today, and as we move forward, support our county being better in the future. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm so grateful that you're here tonight.
Hi everyone, this is Barrett Roth from Highlands Ranch. This easy to give slide can be used to help elect Lisa Neal Graves to the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. For most smartphones, all you need to do is point the camera at this screen and a link will come up. Tap it and you'll be taken directly to a web page where we hope you will chip in a few bucks. If you have any other kind of smartphone, you may need to open a code reader application first, and then it works the same way. Or you can just take a picture of the web address here on this slide so you'll have it and can type it into your web browser. Please help fund Lisa's run for a seat on the Douglas County Commission. Even if you can't donate right now, please sign up to volunteer so we can have a county commission we can count on.
Hi, I'm David Ortiz, Democrat and veteran running for the Colorado State House in House District 38, Littleton, and the western parts of Centennial. And I'm here to show my support for Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves, running for county commissioner in different districts within Douglas County. Darien Wilson is an entrepreneur, community leader, and bridge builder. I say bridge builder because she's tired of the political games and divisiveness that are all too common and wants to focus on data, facts, and working hard to serve all of you. And that leads me to Lisa Neal Graves. You want to talk about an impressive human being with an amazing resume and a wealth of experience. Really, this video would be 20 plus minutes if I tried to cover it all, and I'd still probably miss something. But leadership is about more than just a resume, right? What struck me the most about Lisa is her commanding and calming leadership style. That's all too rare in today's political climate. I really look forward to working with all of you and helping get them both elected. So make sure that you vote, volunteer, and give today. I gave, and I really hope I can count on all of you to follow my lead. Either way, make sure to vote for Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves. And while you're at it, with so much at stake in 2020, let's get our values elected up and down the ticket and bring another blue wave to the state of Colorado. Again, my name is David Ortiz, running for the Colorado State House in HD 38, a very flippable seat which came within 374 votes of flipping blue in 2018. Feel free to find out more about my past service, about this amazing campaign, at our website. That's going to be www.davidortizcolorado.com. Give today. We can't do this without you. Thanks for coming to the Mast High Ball. Go get him, Darien and Lisa.
Douglas County Commissioners have been inundated with calls recently with questions relating to service and support changes coming as a result of the recent decision to sever ties with the Tri-County Health Department. In order to accommodate the influx of calls, the Commission has hired local cable access advice show host Buckminster Shyster to offer personalized and completely unprofessional solutions to their problems. Let's have a listen, shall we?
Welcome to What's Wrong? This is the talk show for you people who don't have the slightest idea how to take control of your lives. If that's the case, you can call me, and no matter how piddly that little problem might be, I'll try to solve it for you. Okay, let's take our first call. What's wrong?
I was on a run a week ago, and I got bitten by a stray dog. I had a fever
fever, and now I'm experiencing agitation, confusion, and now spasms. Do you think I have rabies?
No, from what I gather from Washington, you have leadership skills. Let's take another call. What's wrong?
Hi, my dear Aunt Edie died while she was visiting us, and while the paramedics have been here to tell us that she did in fact die, and we know from the smell, they can't take her because they're worried about all the bodies building up at the morgue while they wait for death certificates, and I guess what I'm asking is, what do we do with her?
Well, don't take her off the voting rolls. Keep her on ice till November 4th. Let's take another call. What's wrong?
Hi, Buckminster. Hey, the break with the health department means we don't have anyone looking after us in case of an epidemic or, God forbid, a global pandemic. What will we do? Seriously, what will we do? I keep asking questions, what will we do? Why won't anyone answer me?
Let's take another call. What's wrong?
Yeah, I've got about 25 gallons of cleaners and all kinds of chemicals that don't carry their happy fumes any longer. Can you tell me how to get rid of these?
Drink them. I have it on good authority. It protects against COVID. Let's take another call. What's wrong?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got some sort of gonorrhea herpes infection after my latest sexual conquest. I'd like to get tested before my bachelor party tomorrow, but there's no tests available. How do I get tested?
Well, don't let your affection give you an infection. Put some protection on that erection. And look, don't get tested. Keep infection rates low. What's wrong?
Everybody keeps telling me I have to wear a mask. It's my face, so I should get to decide what's on it. I keep telling these liberal wackos, my body, my choice. My body, my choice. But nobody will listen to me. So I guess my question is, why won't anyone listen to me?
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, but the next time you can't take control of your lives, you can call me, and no matter how piddly that little problem might be, I'll try to solve it for you with What's Wrong?
Okay. Yep. Thank you for calling. Goodbye. You know what frustrates me to no end as a voter?
What's that?
The never-ending calls and emails from candidates asking for money. It seems especially overwhelming this election.
Well, let's take a minute to think about this. How many people have we had knocking on our doors canvassing for a candidate?
Well, none.
And how many rallies and debates have we attended?
None.
Have you shaken hands recently with a politician? Or anyone for that matter?
Oh, I see where you're going with this. COVID-19. With the pandemic, there is no safe way for candidates or volunteers to go door to door or hold public events in which they interact with voters and share their ideas.
Right. And it's even harder for local candidates like Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson to reach the voters because they don't get the kind of media and news coverage that state and national candidates get. Still, their campaigns require money and they rely heavily on local donors.
So how are they promoting themselves?
They have to invest in a variety of ways to reach voters and donors. Things like TV ads and posters and postcards and postage, t-shirts and yard signs, billboards, and quality digital media and virtual events. The more successful events require money for sophisticated technology and hundreds of hours of time to produce a 1 or 2 hour event.
Campaigns are mighty expensive.
Absolutely. That's why it's so important for citizens of Douglas County to donate to Lisa and Darien now, so they have time to buy and develop high-quality advertising methods to get to the voters, to tell them about who they are and what policies they support.
So you're saying stop whining about the request for money because time is running out. The election is less than 3 months away. Money is essential if Darien and Lisa hope to reach all their voters in Douglas County within the next few weeks.
Please, donate today.
Please donate today and elect Darien and Lisa for county commissioners in Douglas County.
Wow, thank you, Sean. Everybody, what do you think of Sean? You can tell him in the chat, you know. And speaking of chat, we have all these other candidates in the House. Ike McCorkle, Amy Padden, Ian Chapman, Katie Barrett, Jennifer Mitkowski, and Alyssa Flemenhoff. You can tell them what you think of them too and ask them questions in the chat, volunteer to help them, and just get to know them. But we have some exciting things right now that are coming up in this next segment. There's the celebrated Broadway star Carla Burns and rock music from Trujillo Company, plus our special guest, Congressman Jason Crow. But first, here's Mina.
Hey Mina,
Oh, hi, Daddy.
how you doing today in beautiful
Good.
Colorado? Yeah? So tell me, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a conservation biologist to help the animals, a doctor to help people, a teacher to help people learn, and then a tour guide to show people where I've been. That's why I need role models. And I want to see women in science, education, the arts, and medicine. And I want to see women in the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. We are America.
I'm Denver. Everybody knows this next guy. This is Congressman Jason Crow.
It's Jason here. Just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Lisa and Darien. I'm so excited to be supporting their campaigns. You know, we all know that Douglas County needs new leadership. You know, under the current regime, they've pushed back on science and practical solutions and good government measures that are important to keep our kids and our community safe. And that's not the type of leadership that we need right now. We need practical problem solvers, people that come from backgrounds that have lived experience. You know, both Lisa and Darien have come from the business world. They know what it's like to build coalitions. They know what it's like to work with a diverse group of people and try to get something done. And that's the type of leadership we need, and they bring that. But even more than that, you know, I know Lisa and Darien well. We've had the chance to work together and get to know each other over the years. And I just know what's in their heart too. They're people that are in it for the right reasons. They're in it because they believe in servant leadership. They believe in this idea that we can come together and solve some of our biggest problems, but we have to end the division and the vitriol to do it. So they're the people that we need to get this job done. This is tough. We all know that too. Beating incumbents is tough business. Trust me, I know. It's really difficult. You have to raise the money. You have to reach out to folks that may not agree with you. You have to make the case. You got to generate enthusiasm and get people mobilized. That's a lot of hard work. And I know that Lisa and Darien are working really hard to do it, but they need your help and they need your support. So I know I'm going to be there for them. We're going to be campaigning together, working hard together to get out the vote and get their message across. And I appreciate all of you for your support and doing the same. So take care, be safe, be healthy, and so let's all get around and support Lisa and Darien in the final 2 months here.
Hi, my name is Elaine.
And I'm Wayne.
We want to talk to you about the lack of communication infrastructure
for the internet and even cell phone service in many parts of Douglas County, including older suburban neighborhoods and rural areas. In the past, government and industry partnered to bring mail, phone service, electricity, roads, and even railroads to rural America. These utilities connected people to new places, expanded our markets, and provided great value to society.
But the current DUGCO commissioners focus on a radical agenda. They incite resistance to the mask mandate, push for unsustainable growth, and withdraw from Tri-County Health. There is no planning, especially for rural and poor areas. Corporate profitability is not there to build a communication infrastructure for rural areas. So without government incentives, there are no viable options for high-speed internet and quality cell phone service.
Now the pandemic has struck, making broadband and fast cell phone service critical. More people are working from home, taking online classes and streaming entertainment online. Bandwidth is stretched and inadequate for the new world we have to build and live in.
But in some Colorado counties and cities, like Larimer County and Centennial, forward-thinking leaders have been working to provide broadband services to their citizens. They are taking advantage of Colorado and federal grant programs to share the cost of installing broadband to underserved areas. This really puts them ahead of Douglas County.
DUGCO commissioners have done nothing to take advantage of these grant programs. No advisory groups nor committees to determine what can be done to bring broadband to our communities and rural areas. They follow their strategy of undermining government as usual. A communication infrastructure is the lifeblood for a community. It helps equalize the lives of so many. It gives people of all socioeconomic groups living in diverse areas the ability to take classes remotely, learn about new ways to improve their lives, have virtual medical appointments, and connect them with friends, information, and entertainment from around the world.
To have commissioners who don't recognize this hurts us all. That's why we need Canada to understand how important a new and expanded broadband infrastructure would be for our county. We'll pull together a commission of county experts and business people to build a strategy and plan for the best path forward.
Expanding our communication infrastructure allows all our citizens, no matter where they live or how much money they have, to thrive. This will also eliminate information inequality. And after all, isn't that what Democrats are all about? So please support and vote for Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson. They have a plan to help us check one more inequality off the list.
Thank you.
Get out and vote, Dutch County. Get out and vote. Time for a change of heart. The commission had its chances, they mucked it up. Time that we just got smart. Remember coronavirus, it's still a thing without an end in sight. They were told that masks might help. Instead, they just said, welp, the health department just ain't right. No vaccinations, baby, or health alerts. No mom or baby support. Enjoy your rabies and STDs. The commission just falls short. Remember November 2nd, let's vote her in. This time just use your dome. We know they're to blame. Now ain't that a shame? The county gets some power. Lisa, it's your hour. Lisa, represent our home. Lisa, represent our home.
Hi y'all, my name's Ian Chapman, and I'm running for Colorado House District 39. I believe that Lisa and Darien should win the Douglas County Commissioner seats that they are running for because Lisa's commitment to innovation and the future are very similar to what inspired me to run for office, to see a better future for my daughter. Darien's commitment to science and facts, not politics guiding us, are completely in line with my personal beliefs. Lisa and Darien will make my job a lot easier as your representative for Colorado House District 39. If you would like to support my campaign, check me out on Facebook and on my website, www.ianchapman, COHD39.com. Thanks for coming to the High Mask Ball.
I'm Denver. This lady chair of Colorado Democratic Party. She Morgan Carroll.
Hi, I'm Morgan Carroll. I'm chair for the Colorado Democratic Party, and I want to thank you for supporting the Masked Highball fundraiser for Lisa and Darien. While everyone knows why we have to defeat Donald Trump and Cory Gardner, the stakes for our local down-ballot races are arguably even more important. Every cycle we see a drop-off in support between top-of-the-ticket and down-ticket candidates by Democratic-leaning voters. And that's often the difference between winning or losing those seats. Yet those positions will decide if Douglas County remains in Tri-County health, water decisions, oil and gas permitting, transportation, human services, public parks, libraries, you name it. In short, it will impact your health, safety, economic well-being, and the quality of life for you and your neighbors. The commissioners make important budget, hiring, appointment, and oversight decisions, and you want those decisions to reflect your values and priorities. You know that. That's why you're supporting this event tonight, and I want to thank you for everything you're doing to help elect Darien and Lisa and for supporting this event. Have a great night.
Hey everyone, wow, that was exciting so far. I'm Howard Cho, Vice Chair of the Colorado Democratic. I am so honored to be here. I'm just so excited about these two champions we have in Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson. And I want to stress the urgency of getting them both elected. You know, majority of Americans are tired of gridlock and list people who can get things done as one of their priorities and what we look for in people running for office. With 3 county commissioners, it's imperative that both are elected so we have a majority on the board and we can get things done with steady, thoughtful, responsible leadership. We need resolve. Only with both of them elected will we be able to understand the problems we face in Douglas County and then be able to work to fix it. Because it's about community. Only with both of them elected can we have leaders who care about the safety and the livelihood of residents who live here. We can really be truly represented. Let's be effective, because only with both elected, we will be able to have solutions we need for a county government that will work for us all. I mean, think about it. In Congress, the House has passed dozens bipartisan bills, but the Senate has yet to even review them. If only Lisa or Darien is elected, we can have the best solutions and proposals on the table, only to be overruled by the current board who care nothing about our community. Not only will we not be able to execute effective resolve for our community, we would be getting way more terrible decisions from the current board. So only when we get both Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson elected can we have a community where we can resolve issues and we can thrive and have an effective county government. So remember, vote for both Lisa and Darien on the ballot and tell all your friends and neighbors to do the same. Join me and everyone here. Look at this chat room. It's bustling with so many great people and candidates. Look, Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson has earned our vote for Douglas County Commissioners. Thanks so much.
Hi. Hi, Darien.
Hi, Lisa. So Lisa and I would like to use this segment to talk to you about how you can help us win. Lisa, do you want to? Oh, I'm starting. I'm doing time. So we need your time, please. You don't have to write a song. You don't have to be a Broadway singer. We can use all kinds of help, but we really need time. We really need all hands on deck to win this November. So phone banking is a big one. Everyone says I'm nervous, but you can do it. We need text banking. We have contact-free dropping of literature on doors instead of canvassing. We have backyard parties that are socially distanced where people wear masks and they're outside and they're spaced apart. We've had a few of those and they've been really great events. So we really need your time. I know that everyone is really stretched thin, especially, I say especially, a lot of us are, but parents with kids in school who are now home. It's not what you planned. I get it, but I have a note to myself here. 42 days until ballots drop and 72 days until November 3rd. This is the final sprint. Let's do it.
Thanks, Darien. And we also need your talent. You know, what Darien said is that you don't have to be able to write a Broadway song, but we appreciate when you do. It all helps. But we also know that we need a lot of support with other things. As you are aware, with COVID, we aren't able to knock doors, and that's traditionally how we get elected. That's traditionally how we campaign. This year, however, we've got to move more digitally and we've got to go to mail. And so that means that we need lots of graphics. So graphic artists and content creators, those are incredibly important resources that are not necessarily boundless right now. So if that's a skill that you have, we can use it. We also, as Darien had mentioned, making phone calls, people that can write really great scripts that are, you know, catching, that engage and activate voters. We need every bit of support we can find on this. So please, if you've got just a few minutes and want to provide us with some support, videographers, photographers, we will use it all. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and oh, sorry. Lastly, we do need your treasure. I know that a lot of folks, we all want to get big money out of politics, but that's not what we're talking about. This is a really big county geographically, and we have to reach a lot of voters. And in my case, I'm running against an incumbent who's on the front of the paper every week. So I need name recognition, so does Lisa. So it costs money to reach people. Usually I would be knocking thousands of doors in this county. It's something I actually enjoy doing. I really like voter contact, and it's sad for me to not be able to do that, but I can't. So it's just going to cost more money this time around.
Yeah, so in summary, we definitely need your time, your talent, and your treasure. And, you know, Darien mentioned this whole notion of knocking doors. We can't knock doors, but we can drop lit. And this morning, I actually had the opportunity to do drop a few pieces of lit with the amazing volunteer Ghazala Hayes. So I really just want to shout out to those who have actually been doing this. I know that Jen has had a lot of folks doing it. Darien's had a lot of folks doing it. We need more because we've got a lot. We've got miles to go before we sleep. But one thing that I want to also mention that I think is really critical, you've probably seen lots of different Facebook ads that have been very deleterious and derogatory. We don't want to run a race that way. That's just not who we are as leaders. And so what we are asking is, when you see that, two things. First, don't forward it, right? Don't use the algorithm of Facebook to keep that front and center for everybody. If you must forward it, take a picture of it, either an actual photograph of it or a screenshot, and then forward that. But please don't continue to propagate the foolishness. The other thing that you can do is just tell them that it's not true. You know who we are, you know our hearts, you know what we do. We are in this thing not because of self-gratification, trust me, trust me. We are in this because we want to help, and we believe that we can do a great job of moving our county forward. So please stop the madness. When you hear or see something that is horrible, don't continue to propagate it. Tell it to stop, right? And let them know that that's not who we are. And please help us going forward. We need you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Kathy from Indivisible Highlands Ranch. This easy to give slide can be used to help elect Darien Wilson to the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. For most smartphones, all you need to do is point the camera at the screen and a link will come up. Tap it and you'll be taken directly to a web page where we hope you will chip in a few bucks. If you have another kind of smartphone, you may need to open a code reader application first, and then it works the same way. Or you can just take a picture of the web address here on the slide and then you'll have it and can type it into your web browser. Please help fund Darien's run for a seat on the Douglas County Board of County Commissioners. Even if you can't donate right now, please sign up to volunteer so we can have a Board of County Commissioners we can count on.
Hi everyone, this is Ghazala from Castle Rock. This easy to give slide can be used to help elect Lisa Neal Graves to the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. For most smartphones, all you need to do is point the camera at the screen and a link will come up. Tap it and you'll be taken directly to a web page where we hope you will chip in a few bucks. If you have another kind of smartphone, you may need to open a code reader application first, and then it works the same way. Or you can just take a picture of the web address here on this slide so you'll have it and can type it into your web browser. Please help fund Lisa's run for the seat on the Douglas County Commission. Even if you can't donate right now, please sign up to volunteer so we can have a county commission we can count on.
Hi, my name's Amy Patton, and I'm running to be the next district attorney for the 18th Judicial District. It's all of Douglas, Arapahoe, Lincoln, and Elbert counties. We need Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson to win because the commissioners work closely with the district attorney's office, including providing funding, and I need funding for the programs I'm going to implement, like alternatives to incarceration. We need everybody to vote up and down the ballot. It's critical that we win all the seats on the ballot. You can read more about me and support me at my website. It's amypadden.com, amypadden.com. And thanks for coming to the Masked Highball.
Thank you, Amy. Amy's here tonight, folks. So talk to her in the chat. Right now, though, meet Mike Trujillo, the guitarist with the Trujillo Company. Hi, Mike.
Hello. How are you?
Can't see you.
Yeah, I need to get that going. There you go.
There you are.
How are you, Roxy?
I'm good. Where are you?
Oh, I'm over here in North Glen.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So what's that sitting behind you against the wall?
Oh yeah, this is my lovely Gibson SG.
Yeah, you can play that some.
Oh yeah, there you go. Maybe I need more practice, Roxy.
We're going to hear your band play in just a little bit. But first, you and your partner Lenny are ambassadors for Youth on Record, right? We only have a minute, but tell me quickly about that.
All right, yeah. Well, Youth on Record is definitely our favorite local nonprofit organization. It provides an outlet and a safe space for students to be learning and engaging in positive activities that will keep the impact on their future more positive. It's definitely a 4,000 square foot youth media studio right here in the heart of Denver. They have podcasts. My Youth on Record podcast, Interrupted, which features music that is scored by the students all in-house for the episodes. Open Lab, Femme-Powered Music Club for young women, fellowship programs, and they're offering out-of-school programs right now for free for ages 14 to 22.
Hey, Mike?
Yes.
Do you think I could come on your podcast sometime?
I think we could set that up. No problem, Miss Roxy.
I play a little too, but it's mostly just with my hair.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we have a short film about Youth on Record, and they're going to be the talent for our 10/4/2020 Use Your Paper Voice event with Youth on Record. So let's watch that, and then we'll get to see and hear Trujillo Company right after that. Right, Mike?
Yes, ma'am. You got the first exclusive sneak peek.
What's up? This is Mike from the Trujillo Company. We're proud platinum ambassadors with Youth on Record, and this is why. We've been fortunate enough to spend time at the facility and have witnessed firsthand the profound impact that Youth on Record has on underserved teens. Youth on Record's vision is for the youth to discover how their voice and value can create a better world. They are providing a safe space and have created an environment in which teens can express themselves through positivity and creativity. It's a judgment-free zone, and you can see the weight lift off their shoulders when they're there. We had the opportunity to learn firsthand from local musicians who give their time to Youth on Record about everything from music production to understanding the basics of songwriting. We support Youth on Record because they actually support the community and are giving confidence to the leaders and influencers of tomorrow. Life can be a struggle, but if you aren't surrounded by those who are trying to lift you up, it's easy to fall. We're proud to be music ambassadors for Youth on Record, and we're glad to help spread their message while doing our best to lend a hand to those that need help staying on the right track.
All right, Mojo Rising. Take one.
Summertime back in the city. The swell was blowing, but never back down, cause it never got buried. Cause it never was the same. Chicago through Mississippi. Well, mommy, what are some in the blues? Yeah, never was the same.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, so what are you looking at?
Oh, just some more crazy tweets out of the White House.
Great, great. Gosh, aren't you getting tired of waking up every morning to all of this, you know, at the national level?
It's just more confusion and chaos that distracts people.
Right, right. I'll be so glad when we get an A-team back in the White House, all the way across the board, won't you?
Well, I will. And the presidential race, the election this fall, you know, Hickenlooper running against Cory Gardner, the House races, those are all important.
Right. Yeah, but the local level, right?
But you know, you're right. The local officials have such a huge impact on the things that go on right here in Castle Rock, in Douglas County.
Exactly. It's all, you know, all politics is local. And so when you look at all of our local races, we really do have to pay attention. And I will tell you, our county commissioners, the current county commissioners, are really falling off on what they should be doing for everyone in the county.
Aren't county commissioners supposed to be nonpartisan?
I thought so. They're supposed to think in a nonpartisan manner and operate in a nonpartisan manner.
I've always found it pretty interesting that a couple of years ago, when we had the terrible deputy sheriff's thing, and our county sheriff, Tony Spurlock, was willing to testify in support of the emergency restraining protective order, the red flag law.
Right.
And then what did our county commissioners do?
Yeah, well, you know what they did.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, they said they weren't going to support it.
Exactly.
They said they weren't going to support the law,
Exactly.
and they wanted to make Douglas County a sanctuary.
Yeah. And then most recently with this Tri-County Health, now they want to pull out of Tri-County Health in the middle of a pandemic and a recession that's likely only going to get much, much worse. These decisions are just ridiculous, and they're certainly not supporting the vast majority of the people in our county.
I agree. I'm so glad that we've got Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson running more or less as a team.
I agree. And I'll tell you what, team is the key word there, because I had firsthand exposure to Lisa and Darien working together with this food bank drive that they just did back in May and again in June. I mean, this from concept to implementation, this just took a few days for them to put together a fabulous, smooth-running food drive. The first food drive in May yielded 1,500 pounds of food for the people who rely on our Douglas County Food Bank. And this is ongoing. I mean, I've seen them working together. They're doing things for the people of Douglas County, and they're not even in office yet.
Right. I can't wait for the election, because I'm pretty excited, as you know. They are both so highly qualified.
Totally. And I really feel like we'll see some major changes when they are in office and when they are elected. We need to get to work. We can't be drinking coffee. Let's get to work. Let's support Lisa and Darien and all the other down ballot candidates that really will make a difference to all of us locally.
Let's vote bottoms up.
Bottoms up, yes.
Hi, I'm Ike McCorkle, and I'm running to represent you in the United States Congress. I'm reaching out tonight to endorse and express my wholehearted support for both Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson, two amazing, tough, and intelligent women running for Douglas County Commissioner seats in November. Support their campaigns with generous contributions tonight. And don't forget to vote blue up and down the ballot. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Sean. We've got lots more coming up, and we've saved something very special for this last block. So stay with us, and you'll be glad you did. I just want to remind everyone to register to vote. and then cast your vote for all these great candidates that you're seeing tonight. We will show you a voter registration QR code slide and a slide with all the candidates' QR codes and website info on it. Plus, it'll have the code and website for the Giving CU Healthcare Worker Emergency Relief Fund before we're done. So stay with us. We have more puppets, more candidates, and more fun coming right up.
Hey, I'm Alana Spiegel, running for the University of Colorado Board of Regents in the 6th Congressional District. I can't wait for Darien Wilson and Lisa Neal Graves to win, because it's time for change. We can build the brightest possible future for Douglas County and Colorado by working together, like to make CU a model of affordability and inclusivity. To be the change we want to see in the world, we need to elect Democrats up and down the ballot. You can find out more about my campaign for CU Regent, volunteer and donate at ilanaforregent.com. That's Ilana, I-L-A-N-A, the number 4, regent.com. Thanks so much for coming to the Masked High Ball.
Scofflaws. Short-sighted fools.
Hey, Sasha. What's wrong?
What isn't, Coco? A devastating virus is being politicized. People on both sides are calling each other fascists, and our county commissioners want to fritter away our hard-earned tax dollars.
I get what you're saying on the national scene, but let's talk more about the Douglas County Commissioners.
You know, they want to pull out of Tri-County Health. That's like locking the firehouse doors when the home is burning.
Absolutely. And Laura Thomas doesn't believe in science and seems to think that not wearing a face mask during a pandemic is a good idea.
Yes, that. She doesn't even understand that pandemic means worldwide, as if a virus from Asia, Florida, or even Littleton is going to stop at County Line Road. And this George Teal, he seems to be right there with her. Neither of them understands science, best practices, the economies of scale, or the efficiencies of working together with our neighboring counties.
That's just common sense. As they say, many hands make light work.
You're absolutely right, Coco. But these candidates don't seem to see how Tri-County Health benefits Douglas, Arapahoe, and Adams County, especially us, as we're the largest of the 3 counties.
But Sasha, haven't you heard about Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson? They're running for the 2 open commissioner seats in Douglas County.
What can they do? The current commissioners, which include Laura Thomas, have made the decision to leave Tri-County Health.
But it's not a done deal, Sasha. It'll take a year at least, and Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson have promised that if they're elected, they'll keep Douglas County in Tri-County Health.
Well, that is a relief. Tell me more.
Well, Darien and Lisa are 2 very successful business-oriented people. Darien started up her own business, then sold it to move to beautiful Colorado, where she and her husband started up another very successful business. And Lisa is a native Coloradan and computer engineer. She also has a degree from CU Law focusing on high tech, including privacy, security, and digital rights.
That sounds very impressive.
But very down to earth.
What else will they do for Douglas County?
Lots of stuff. For one thing, they'll get the county into the CPACE.
Coco, you know I hate unexplained acronyms.
CPACE stands for Colorado Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy.
Oh, that's the public-private partnership that makes it easier to finance green energy upgrades for remodels and new construction right here in Colorado.
Right, and over 30 other counties have already signed up to take advantage of it to help lower heating and cooling costs while improving air quality and the environment. We need that here.
It sounds like Darien and Lisa really know how to do things that benefit Douglas County and save taxpayers money. And we can vote for both of them, right?
Definitely, Sasha. There'll be county commissioners we can count on. Are you feeling a little better now?
Yes, Coco. This is really important. We've got to get Lisa and Darien elected Douglas County Commissioners. What can we do to help?
Well, silly, we're right in the middle of the mast high ball. So all we need to do is get out your smartphone, point it at the QR code that will be coming up, and press the camera button.
Button? Why does there have to be a button? Fingers! I need fingers!
Hi, my name's Elissa Flamenhoft, and I'm running for Colorado Senate from District 4. I want Lisa Neal Graves and Darien Wilson to win because we need the peace of mind knowing that we have county commissioners who truly care about the health, safety, and well-being of all of Douglas County when I am in the Colorado Senate. It is so important to vote blue up and down the ballot to ensure that we have great representation at all levels of government. Please visit my website, EJ4SD4, that's EJ, the number 4, SD, the number 4.com to find out how you can volunteer with or donate to my campaign as well. Thanks for coming to the Mast Highball.
While my time here has now come to an end, I want you to know that in the last days and hours of my life, you inspired me. You filled me with hope about the next chapter of the great American story when you used your power to make a difference in our society. Millions of people motivated simply by human compassion laid down the burdens of division. Around the country and the world, you set aside race, class, age, language, and nationality to demand respect for human dignity. That is why I had to visit Black Lives Matter Plaza in Washington. Though I was admitted to the hospital the following day, I just had to see and feel it for myself, that after many years of silent witness, the truth is still marching on. Emmett Till was my George Floyd. He was my Rayshard Brooks, Sandra Bland, and Breonna Taylor. He was 14 when he was killed, and I was only 15 years old at the time. I will never ever forget the moment when it became so clear that he could easily have been me. In those days, fear constrained us like an imaginary prison, and troubling thoughts of potential brutality committed for no understandable reason were the bars. Though I was surrounded by two loving parents, plenty of brothers, sisters, and cousins, their love could not protect me from the unholy oppression waiting just outside that family circle. Unchecked, unrestrained violence and government-sanctioned terror had the power to turn a simple stroll to the store for some Skittles or an innocent morning jog down a lonesome country road into a nightmare. If we are to survive as one unified nation, we must discover what's so rooted in our hearts that could rob Mother Emanuel Church in South Carolina of her brightest and best, shoot unwitting concert goers in Las Vegas, and choke to death the hopes and dreams of a gifted violinist like Elijah McClain. Like so many young people today, I was searching for a way out, or some might say a way in. And then I heard the voice of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on an old radio. He was talking about the philosophy and discipline of nonviolence. He said we're all complicit when we tolerate injustice. He said it is not enough to say it will get better by and by. He said each of us has a moral obligation to stand up, and speak out. When you see something that is not right, you must say something. You must do something. Democracy is not a state. It is an act, and each generation must do its part to help build what we call the beloved community, a nation and world society at peace with itself. Ordinary people with extraordinary vision can redeem the soul of America by getting in what I call good trouble. necessary trouble. Voting and participating in the democratic process are key. The vote is the most powerful nonviolent change agent you have in a democratic society. You must use it because it is not guaranteed. You can lose it. You must also study and learn the lessons of history because humanity has been involved in this soul-wrenching existential struggle for a very long time. People on every continent have stood in your shoes through decades and centuries before you. The truth does not change. And that is why the answers worked out long ago can help you find solutions to the challenges of our time. Continue to build union between movements stretching across the globe because we must put away our willingness to profit from the exploitation of others. Though I may not be here with you, I urge you to answer the highest calling of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe. In my life, I have done all I can to demonstrate that the way of peace, the way of love and nonviolence is the more excellent way. Now it is your turn to let freedom ring. When historians pick up their pens to write the story of the 21st century, let them say that it was your generation who laid down the heavy burdens of hate at last, and that peace finally triumphed over violence, aggression, and war. So I say to you, walk with the wind, brothers and sisters, and let the spirit of peace and the power of everlasting love be your guide.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
This
How are
was an amazing evening. I guess in our final words, the last thing that we will say to you tonight is thank you so very much for your presence here today. We know that you could have spent your time in any number of ways on a Sunday afternoon, but we're so grateful that you chose to spend it with us. To the Roxborough Resistance and Indivisible group, you are amazing. And I am eternally grateful for all that you have done for all of the Douglas County candidates generally, and for Darien and I specifically. You keep raising the bar and creating amazingness to draw in supporters. You are in this race. We are in this race, and making real change happen because of you. Please remember, we need responsible leaders with integrity. Leaders who are disciplined in their decision-making and operate with empathy because we all need some grace from time to time. These are all qualities that me and Darien possess, and we role model these characteristics every chance we get. Finally, in the words of Fannie Lou Hamer, a civil rights activist and voting rights pioneer, never forget where you came from and always praise the bridges that carry you over. Thank you all for being the bridges that carry us to victory in November. We can win this election, and we will win this election with your continued support. Again, thank you very much, and don't forget to vote.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I wanted to touch on some of the leadership qualities that you mentioned. Integrity, it's about doing the right thing when nobody's watching. It's about staying true to your word, practicing what you preach, taking ownership of your mistakes, and admitting when you don't know something. Being curious is a great quality. People are not afraid to say, tell me more about that. I don't know about that. Because they know that no one knows everything about everything. So that's a quality that I admire in you. And discipline, you know, it's a practice. How many times have I called you and you were on your way home from Pilates? You get up, you go early in the morning. It's a practice. You're making a good habit. You're reliable. Those are the things we look for in leaders. So we're so grateful for your time today. We are ready for our microcosm here in Douglas County to be a model for this country. That's what we're ready for. We're ready to bring steady, sensible leadership backed by science and data back to this county. We're ready to be servant leaders who reflect your values. Lisa and I will put people at the center of every decision we make. And when we win, not if, but when, we're going to say that. We ask you to stay engaged in your local government because it takes all of us to do this. So the cure for what ails us starts right here at the local level. And Indivisible Roxborough Resistance did an amazing job of making it fun. Even though this was a heavy lift and they did a lot of work, we need laughter and art and comedy right now so much. So thank you so much for your time in putting this event together. It was really fun. We can do this with your help. We're drawing strength from you. We are doing this. So thank you again. Good night, everybody.
Hi, everyone. This is Leslie from Roxborough. This easy to give slide can be used to help elect Lisa Neal Graves to the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. For most smartphones, all you need to do is point the camera at the screen and a link will come up. Tap it and you'll be taken directly to a web page where we hope you will chip in a few bucks. If you have another kind of smartphone, you may need to open a code reader application first, and then it works the same way. Or you can just take a picture of the web address here on this slide so you'll have it and can type it into your web browser. Please help fund Lisa's run for a seat on the Douglas County Commission. Even if you can't donate now, please sign up to volunteer so we can have a county commission we can count on.
Hey, it's John here. Let's do some donation magic for Darien Wilson today that helps her beat a Republican tomorrow. If your smartphone will automatically scan QR codes, let's do it. First, open your camera app. Then come close to your Zoom screen and focus your camera on this QR code. Next, the donation link should appear on your smartphone screen. Last, tap the donation link and your browser automatically takes you to Darien's donation site where you can chip in from $5 to $500. Otherwise, if your smartphone don't do high-tech magic, just take a snapshot of the screen and later type in the web link to your browser and go from there. And if you can't donate right now, please sign up to volunteer for Darien's victory so we can have a county commission we can count on.
Wow, that guy can play a little bit, can't he? Hey, we've had a good time today, haven't we? Before we go, please remember to register to vote and plan to work for, give to, and vote for these candidates. Thank you all for coming, for staying, for laughing and singing along, and for supporting these wonderful candidates. And I think I got a gig on a podcast with Trujillo Company. Woohoo! We're going to show you all the candidates' information, including information for the Giving CU Healthcare Worker Emergency Relief Fund, along with some tasty music next. If you donated $100 to both Darien's and Lisa's campaign so you could go to the VIP after party, watch your email inbox for an invitation link, which will arrive soon. After you see these information slides I told you about, there's a little photo collage after that I think you'll want to see. Toodaloo!
Hi, this is Mike from Roxborough. We want to make sure every voice is heard this election, so be sure to register to vote. Here is a QR code that you could use to get registered. Just point your smartphone camera at the code on this slide and you'll see a link. Tap it and it will take you to a website where you can register now. Or just type govotecolorado.com, one word, into your browser. Even if you're already registered, it's a good idea to check and make sure everything is accurate and up to date. So register to vote or check and update your registration now. Every voice matters. Every vote matters. Make your voice heard by registering to vote and turning in your filled out ballot right away to avoid delay.
Hey everybody, this is Amy from Parker. This is one big, easy to give slide with all the QR codes and web links for all the candidates we're supporting today. These codes and links can be used to help great candidates to office up and down the ballot. We'll play some music and leave this slide up for a bit so you can choose the candidates you want to support and give to them right now, or take a picture of this whole slide with your smartphone camera and use that to go to their websites and give to each of them as you choose after the event is over. For most smartphones, all you need to do is point the camera at any one of the QR codes on this screen and the link will come up. Tap it and you'll be taken directly to that candidate's webpage where we hope you will chip in a few bucks. If you have another kind of smartphone, you may need to open a code reader application first, and then it works the same way. Or you can just take a picture of the web address here on this slide so you'll have it and you can type it into your web browser. If you want to give to or volunteer for more than one of these candidates, and we sure hope you will, like I mentioned before, why not just take a picture of the whole slide and then you can use it to type in the website address in your browser and visit the candidates' web pages at your leisure. Please help these candidates if you can. Even if you can't donate right now, please sign up to volunteer. It takes all of us to create hope and change, so let's all pitch in to help all these candidates win.